everyone, and welcome into the At Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo. Today is Monday, June 29th, and because it's Monday, y'all know what that means. It's time for What Sold on eBay. Just like every week, we're going to go on a walk together through Instagram and look at our photos of our shipping each day from the week, and then we'll hop on over to eBay and look at some of the highlights I've picked out to share with you guys. I do pick out like the highlight reel, the bolos and such, but I also typically pick out bread and butter items and just things you guys can be looking for when you're out in the wild sourcing. And then of course I always show you all the blush because they're my favorite, and I give them preferential treatment because they're my favorite. Alright guys, let's jump on in. You're looking at today's photo, which I've just realized is really bad and the light is horrible. But that's okay. So this photo with all these packages in the boxes in the back here is today's shipping. We had only 29 packages ship out, but within those 29 packages, we sold 48 items. One buyer did purchase 19 remotes, and we're going to talk about that when we look at the eBay items. And we had one buyer purchase 2 items, which I'm also going to talk about and show you guys. So we had 48 total sales, and they went out in the 29 packages. One of those was on Poshmark. Last Monday we had 30 packages, 28 eBay sales, and 2 Poshmark. So you can see last weekend was a little bit slower, but if we hadn't had the big bulk lot of remotes go out this weekend would have been slow as well. It looks like summer slowdown is kind of starting to hit us, but then we have days where we're real up. Like you can see here, last Tuesday we had 7 packages, all eBay. And then Wednesday we had 11 sales, 9 which were eBay, 2 on Poshmark. Thursday we had 16. It was like someone turned eBay on. And then on Friday we only had 9. So we're kind of doing that up and down, having a really good day and then kind of a meh day, which I feel like is typical during summer slowdown. I don't feel like we've had a summer slowdown yet, for us at least, where every day is bad. It's kind of like back and forth, or a couple in a row that are slow, and then you'll have like a really big day. Like Thursday, 16 packages, like that was just out of nowhere. But we'll take all the sales we can get anywhere we can get them. So let's jump over here. You guys are looking at a TY or Ty Beanie Buddy Fraidy cat. This thing is so cute. It is a Halloween cat. Obviously, it's black and orange. It's got the black ribbon. It is the 100% Ty Silk Beanie Buddy collection, and its name is Fraidy Cat. Picked it up for 50 cents at the Goodwill. Accepted a best offer of 12, and it shipped first class. Then we have a Ty Sparkle My Little Pony. This is Fluttershy, and she's a little bit bigger than the small ones you see me sell. She's 10 inches. The smaller ones tend to be about 6 to 8 inches. She would have actually sold for a little bit more, but she had some damage. She had red marks on her front leg and left side of her nose. It looks like nail polish if you look at it. I will show it to you. There it is. You can see it right there on the feet. It looks like nail polish. I would have listed her for more, and she probably would have sold faster, but I picked her up for 50 cents. She sold for $9.37, and she shipped first class. Then we have this Piccadilly Ty teddy bear. It's a jointed teddy bear with a red nose. He came from a yard sale where I bought a ton of plush all at once, so he came out to about maybe 60 cents. And he sold together with this glass, which was one of our multiple orders from the weekend. This is a Funshine Bear Pizza Hut collector glass from back in the day. It makes me feel old because I remember as a kid I had all of them. They had one for every bear. Anyway, the glass was like a quarter at a yard sale, and I said like the bear was like 60 cents. the guy bought both, so we accepted $7.90 on the bear, and he paid $8.44 for the glass. We put them in the same box. We put bubble wrap down inside the glass and wrapped it up real good. And then on one side of it, we put the bear down in as like extra padding, and it still shipped first class. So that was nice. We saved money on shipping that way and had a double sale. Here's Ernie. He was 50 cents at the Goodwill, and he sold for $10.30, shipped first class. Next we have Big Bird. A lot of these Sesame Street characters, unfortunately, are way oversaturated, and they're not worth as much as you think they would be. So Big Bird was 50 cents, and he sold for a best offer of $10.80, and he shipped first class. Next we have this Jelly Belly grape bear. I have grape ones and orange ones. Some of them I got at a yard sale. Some of them I've gotten at Goodwill. This particular one was 50 cents at the Goodwill. A couple of them I got a couple summers ago, like the orange one. It was like a quarter at a yard sale. I accepted a best offer of $15.29 on this one, and it shipped first class. But keep your eye out for these Jelly Belly bears. I usually find them for like a quarter, 50 cents, and they'll sell for anywhere from 15 to 16. Then we have a Disney's Little Mermaid plush from the Disney store. Was 50 cents at the Goodwill. Accepted a best offer of $15, and she shipped first class. Then we have this little Shopkin. Didn't know what it was when I picked it up. I'm really not familiar at all with Shopkins. But when I do find them, I do grab them, and then I just look up their character by doing a reverse image search on Google. So this Shopkin was 50 cents. It was Merry Wishes, which is a pink cupcake plush, and she sold for $11, shipped first class. This Dachshund came from the wholesale lot I purchased from a viewer at the beginning of the shutdown. You guys have seen a lot of plush moving out of that wholesale lot, so you've been hearing about a lot of plush that come from it. They were $1 and some change a piece out of that lot, right under $2. We took a best offer of $20 on this dog, and he did ship first class. He was really long, so we did have to Franken bag him. We put one bag up over his butt and another bag up over his head, and then taped him in the middle. And next we have a Dory. Dories also tend to be a little oversaturated, as do Nemos. The turtles and the other characters from the Nemo movies do pretty well. Get a little bit more money for them because they're not as saturated. Anyway, Dory here was 50 cents at Goodwill, and she sold for $11.16 on a best offer and shipped first class. Then we have a Victoria's Secret dog. I've had a lot of these. I find them at the Goodwill for 50 cents. Most times I'll get $12 or $13 for these. This one's been around for a little while, and I wanted to get things moving, so I took a best offer of $9, and it shipped first class. Then we have this My Neighbor Totoro. This is an example of something I grabbed for 50 cents. I didn't know what it was, but I saw that it said My Neighbor Totoro. I assumed it was a show or some kind of pop culture character, and for 50 cents I'm willing to gamble. And it did sell for $11.99, first class. Then we have this classic toy company Bulldog. You guys know I like my classic toy company toys. They're very generic. They're like Claw Machine or Carnival Prizes. They're very generic, but certain animals within Classic Toy Company can go for a lot of money. They are very long tail, but they will move for you. This dog was 50 cents at Goodwill, sold for $16 plus the buyer paid shipping. So it did ship in a box. It weighed just over a pound on its own, so I put it in a large mailing box. Buyer paid shipping for that, and in addition to the 16. This Hallmark bear, oh my gosh. I think it came from the bins. If it didn't come from the bins, it came out of one of those, the big bags you can get at certain thrift stores for a couple bucks that have a lot of plush in them. And you usually buy those bags because you can see inside that there's really good ones in there. And then once you get the really good ones out, you're always left with this crap. Poop. Should call her poop. These Hallmark bears are poop. I now pass over them all the time. This bear has been around forever. She finally sold for $7.99. But I see this exact bear in the 50-cent basket all the time at Goodwill, and I just pass over her. So this would be a no-low. I'm showing you this to show you a no-low. Unless it comes in a bag. Like if you ever have the opportunity to buy a large bag of plush and you can see good ones in there and no-lows, grab it anyway because it's worth it for the ones that are definitely worth the money. And then these little no-lows can just sit around until they finally sell and they're, you know, some extra profit to be had. All right, we're going to move into the clothes and other goods now, guys. Melissa McCarthy 7 jeans. This is a polo. This is definitely a brand you want to look out for. 7 on its own is, or 7-7 as I like to call it, not so much. Not even really for bread and butter anymore. It's not a brand I'm a fan of. It takes a long time to move and it doesn't go for very much. But if you see the Melissa McCarthy line from 7-7 and the plus sizes, you definitely want to grab them. They are a bolo. And they move pretty fast. This particular pair we sold for, I wrote down 45, but it says 40 here. We'll say they sold for 40. I don't know why I wrote down 45 in my notes, but they did sell for 40. They were $6.99. I did pay full price for them at the Goodwill. Then we have this polo Ralph Lauren men's shirt. It's a 2XLT. These tall sizes, we cannot keep them in the store. We got a bunch of these in a wholesale lot that we purchased. They're about $1.50 a piece out of that lot. The same lot that the Janko jeans came from. The Ralph Lauren polos that had the tall sizes, they sell within 2 to 3 days of being listed. And they're going for like $20 to $25. This one we took a best offer of $20 on. But yeah, as we were listing them from that lot, they were selling just as fast. I don't really think it's because they're Ralph Lauren. I think it's because of the size. It's just like women's plus sizes. Keep your eyes out for the tall sizes for men, especially when they're XL or 2XL or 3XL. They do even better. All right, Old Navy women's jeans. These came out of a thread-up box, so they were about $1.60 for this pair. They're Old Navy boyfriend jeans, and they're distressed, which is great. I took a best offer on them of $15. They shipped first class. Oh, I should have said the Ralph Lauren shipped first class. Melissa McCarthy went in a padded flat. All right, next we have a Columbia shirt. Columbia shirts are typically bread and butter and don't sell for too much unless you have those PFG vented fishing shirts I talk about. Usually the Columbias that look like this, that are just kind of your run-of-the-mill button-up shirts for men, even though this is an extra large. It went for a little bit more than I expected it to, which is great. It went for $24.93. I was fully expecting to take like a best offer of $20 or what have you. But it could have been that it's extra large. So it went for $24.93. Columbia always surprises me. This was 99 cents and it shipped first class. Next we have Adriana Goldschmied. These came out of a thread-up box. I was racking my memory earlier and I don't think I've ever actually sourced Adriana Goldschmied. Maybe one pair, but in the wild, I think any of these I've ever had actually came out of the thread-up boxes. This pair was ripped and it had a name. The legging ankle, a lot of the Adriana Goldschmied jeans will have these names, and you want to use those as keywords in your title because folks who like these will look for that. This pair sold for $30.99 and shipped in a padded flat. Then we have these little Hollister shorts. I paid 99 cents for at Goodwill. They sold for a best offer of $18.25 and shipped first class. These denim shorts, guys, like this, Doesn't matter the brand, they do sell fast and they do sell for a lot more than you'd be expecting them to. We have this pair of Vineyard Vines green slacks. These have been around for a very long time. I sourced them in South Carolina. That was a road trip we took to Florida back in 2018. I did pick them up for a couple bucks in a thrift store in South Carolina, and it's taken them quite some time to sell. I did take a best offer on them of $27, and they shipped first class. Next we have this Robert Talbot Caramel men's button front shirt. Again, this is more like a bread and butter brand we'll pick up if it's 99 cents. But the thing about this one is it was linen. And I know I've mentioned this before, but there's certain materials that you want to look out for when you're outsourcing. Linen, wool, cashmere, leather. They can go for a lot more money even when they're not as great of brands. Like this went for a best offer of $27, which is really good for this brand. So keep your eyes peeled out for those luxury materials like linen, wool, cashmere, leather. You can always charge a little bit more for those. $27, paid 99 cents, shipped first class. Here's another one of those Salt Valley Western shirts, guys. I feel like I'm showing you one a week. They're moving pretty good, so we are going to put Salt Valley Western on our own personal list of Bolo, Pearl Snap brands to look for. Although Pearl Snap Western shirts to us are always Bolos, regardless of the brand, especially when we get them for 99 cents. The first one we sold of this brand sold for $32 before it went on sale. The second one sold on the sale, and this one we accepted a best offer of $20, but this one is only a size small. Size small, size medium, they're a little harder to move in men's clothing, so we went ahead and accepted that best offer of $20, and again we only paid 99 cents, shipped first class. Here we have another Callaway men's polo shirt. 3XLT, so this came out of our wholesale lot in addition to the Ralph Lauren, we had some Callaways that were these tall sizes. Callaway, the brand goes for a little bit less than Ralph Lauren, but it's still really good for this brand that we got $16.99 for this polo. We had a couple others that went for a little bit more, but yeah, keep your eyes out for these XLTs. Then we have 7 For All Mankind jeans. These are men's and they are button fly. There's the button fly. They've also been hemmed, which I did disclose. Jeans have been hemmed. See description for measurements, where I have the inseam and the outseam available. These were from the Goodwill. I paid 99 cents for them, I believe. And they sold for $40.99. So even though they had been hemmed and taken in, they still sold for $41. Whereas with women's 7 For All Mankind, I can usually get about $25 nowadays. You can charge more for men's clothing. Men's jeans you can charge a lot more for. Typically, across the board in most brands, you can get a lot more for men's jeans than women's. The button fly makes it a little bit more valuable. You can add a little bit more money on there for that. So, yeah, women's I usually start around $30, $35, but they usually sit for a while, and I end up taking more along the lines of $25 or $30. The button fly definitely helped these be more valuable. So, I guess keep your eyes out for 7 For All Mankind for men. But really, in general, look through the men's jeans section. Don't just look at women's, look at men's, because you can get more money for them. And men tend to return things less than women, typically. So, these did ship at a padded flat. Here we have some silver jeans. I believe these came out of a ThredUp box. I've only ever found one pair that I can remember of silver women's shorts in the wild, and they sold last summer almost right away. So these came out of a ThredUp box, I believe. They sold for a best offer of $27, and they shipped first class. All right, I wanted to show you guys these. Some of you may remember I opened up a couple of ThredUp boxes back in May, just before I went on my social media break, when I took a short break from YouTube and from social media in the month of May. Just before I took off on my break, I did open a live unboxing of a couple ThredUp boxes, and this pair of shorts was in one of the boxes. It is a Walmart brand, but it is new with tags. And someone asked me if I ever list the poop items from our ThredUp boxes, and my answer was, if during the shutdown we got desperate for inventory, that I would probably be getting into the poop to list it, just to keep our store active and be having listings going up every day. But then someone kind of said, I dare you. I think it was Courtney from Bolo Buddies. I dare you to list those and see if you can sell them. So I put them aside. I didn't list them until about a week ago. I have plenty of inventory here, but I just came across them when I was organizing some stuff. And I said, didn't someone dare me to sell these? So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to list them and see what happens. And lo and behold, they sold pretty fast. I took a best offer of $10.50 on them. But they are a Walmart brand, even new with tags. You know, $12 is kind of high. So I took a best offer of $10.50. And they sold. So that just shows you anything new with tags can sell. So don't always overlook your poop. Like when you get wholesale or ThredUp boxes or whatever, set your poop aside and save it for a rainy day. Because, you know, if you ever need something to list, you can list it. And then at the end of the year, we usually donate all of that for the tax write-off. But we don't like donate throughout the year. We save it up just in case. You never know what's going to happen, right? And this was kind of like a challenge. I dare you to sell them. Well, I did. All right, next we have these Briggs, New York. These were a mistake. I never should have sourced them. I got them because they were, they didn't even have size tags or anything. I got them because they have these fruits on them, and they looked plus size. Got them home. They were size 38. Briggs, New York's not that great of a brand. This was missing all of its tags, but it was unique enough. I mean, I still got a $20 best offer on them. So they sold for $20. They were sourced a long time ago, though, and they disappeared. Like, they fell off. I found, when I was doing the inventory, I found them, and they weren't listed anymore. So I put them back in, and got $20 for them. I don't know that I would get them again, though. Maybe if they had all their tags and everything, because they are unique, even if it is a bad brand. It's got pineapples and cherries and watermelon. They shipped in a, I want to say they shipped in a padded flat. They did ship in a padded flat. All right, next up we have this Despicable Me card game. Picked this up last summer, so it's been around for a while. Sold for $7.99. We picked it up for like a quarter. I know I've told you guys before, if you don't mind having a lot of bread and butter in your store, if you're trying to build volume while you're out at yard sales, you can find card games like this or Uno. Uno and Skippo sell the fastest for the most money for us. I've sold used decks of Uno for like $14 overnight. So if you're willing to have bread and butter and volume, you can pick up these decks of cards at yard sales. I wouldn't pay more than like 50 cents a quarter for them. Then we have another glass that we sold that we got at a yard sale. This one I believe was also a quarter. I think it came from the same place I got the Funshine Bear. And so they both took a long time. Glasses like this are typically really long tail. This one sold for $15 though, so I was happy to take it. Did ship priority mail, I believe. Let me double check. Nope, this one also went first class. So this one also went first class in addition to the Care Bear one with the bear. And then we have this Michigan rag hat. No cost of goods. This was free to us. I inherited a friend's eBay store when she went out of business a couple years ago. And she had some shorts and some hats in this brand with different prints. And got one hat left. after this one. So the other stuff sold pretty fast, but sometimes stuff is long tail. When you don't have any cost of goods in it, you might as well sit on it. I did take a best offer, $42.19 on this hat, and it shipped first class. And last but not least, I wanted to show you the remotes that we sold 19 of. So it came out to $3 a piece. So $57 for all 19. Seems like wow, only $3. But these particular remotes, we had over 30, 40 of these when we purchased our wholesale lot of remotes back in September of last year. We had the 3,000 remotes. There were like 30 of those in there, and they aren't worth that much, and they're super long tail. They don't sell that fast. There's some silver and some black Apple remotes that are tiny like this that sold really fast for a lot of money, but these seem to sit forever, and as you can see, they're worth like $8.44. Anyway, we figured up a bargain for the guy. We do have a running sale in our eBay store that gives the buyer 25% off $25 or more. He clearly, with 19 of these, bought, $25 or more. So we figured up the 25% off plus what he would have saved us over the other 18, and he bought 19, so 18 of those we would have paid $3 shipping on anyway. So we just figured up a nice deal for the guy. We gave him 19 of these for $57, and they all shipped in a box together in a little bit of bubble wrap, first class. I mean, even with all 19 of them in this little box, they were still right around, I want to say it was like 11 ounces. So it still didn't cost that much to ship. We got rid of 19 remotes that otherwise probably would have sat forever. Alright guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up before you leave. It really helps the channel. Don't forget to join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. Link is down below. And you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Flippin' Hippos on all social media. Until next time, go be productive, go make some money, and as always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. Bye.